are the cost factors that we have to decide. The menu item cost, i.e. the food cost or the beverage cost, play a very important factor in deciding what would be the price. Usually, most of the time in the hotels, the chefs, the cost control, the finance will only look at the price, mostly look at the cost of recipe to determine the price. Now, it's usually used when we know the ideal food cost percentage for our restaurant. Usually it's anywhere between 25 to 30% depending on the type of restaurant. It can be 25%, 30%, 35% depending on your market size, depending on the idea, depending on where you are in the hotel, how much competition do we have. Higher the competition, higher the food cost, desired food cost will be, because if not, then you will make your menu prices too expensive. In hotels, usually desired mean food cost is low because of the fixed costs are higher. So it depends really on the business model of the restaurant. If you have very high food cost, your variable cost has to be low, means your desired food cost percentage has to be low. We will be looking at this via excel model in the future slides in the later down in the course, so that you can have an idea how to calculate the desired food cost percentage. Now let's look at how do we do the menu costing. Menu costing, as you would understand, is very simple. You just need to cost each and every item of the ingredient that we are using in this standard cost of recipe. So standard cost means the ideal purchase, the at the moment maybe average purchase price which are prevalent in the market or usually relevant in the market. So it does not take care of any short-term spikes or drops in the prices. So it's normally throughout the average, throughout the year, throughout 6 months, throughout 3 months, what has been an average price of the ingredient that has been used. Now ingredients also include everything, starting from the oil or in which you are making it, the ingredient that you are using, the butter, the milk, everything else whichever has been used. So we need to first identify all the ingredients which are needed in whatever quantity that we need in the recipe. So it can be it need to be a standard ingredients. In actual practice, how you are using those ingredients are usually you're not able to control, especially in the operations. You may be losing less of those ingredients, more of those ingredients. You may replace the ingredients based on the operational circumstances, based on the supply chain. However, to do the menu cost, you need to identify what are the standard recipe of the item, what are the standard ingredient that you're going to use, in what proportions, what are the unit of measurement that you're going to use. You need to include all the ingredients starting from the preparation to the sauce till the garnishing. So maybe if you are, if as a standard presentation you may need to add two um, cucumbers, then you need to add the component of those two cucumbers as well into the pricing. So you have to add even every single cent so that you can get an idea of what would be the what is the actual cost of producing. And all the time usually the finance will also be telling you that your standard cost is this, so based on your standard recipe cost, what would be the potential cost. And you need to compare your potential cost from the portions that you sold, multiply by the standard cost of recipe to get and compare with the actual food cost to get an idea, is your recipe or the ingredient that you are using are still valid or not. So you have to revise your standard cost of recipe all the time to make sure they are up to date, they are always current. The recipe cost of different outlets, different restaurant, different chef will also depend on the price preparation methods and also the raw material. Some chefs want to use the branded products only, they don't want to use the local products, or there are certain special tastes which are produced by certain brands, in for example in cheese, for example in whipping cream, for example in milk. You may want chef may want to follow this, so there may be cheaper alternatives, other alternatives available. So in case we are doing the recipe engineering, which we will look at later in another part on menu engineering, uh, you may need to understand what are the other alternatives as well. You should consider the waste in raw material and the preparation till the serving. So there are always waste which are involved in, like, for example, you are receiving, let's say, the fresh vegetables. In the fresh vegetables, while you are receiving, you may also have certain roots or other dust or water which is included there, which is purchased together with the weight. Now when you are preparing, when you are washing, certain things may go out, so the actual yield may be lower. When you are sending it to the kitchen for chopping, maybe you will find some more waste. By the time it used in preparation, there may be some more waste while you are using in the preparation. So you have to factor in what are the waste or what are the extras that you are taking away, which has been costed to you while making the purchase. So that you can consider them while doing the costing. So we're going to be looking at a template by which you will understand it much easier. And also you need to have a different costing while you are preparing the products in bulk or individual portion. Fine dining restaurants usually prepare individual portions, while the freestanding restaurants, the regular restaurant, cafes, Chinese kitchens usually prepare in bulk, and they prepare and keep it in the freezer. So if the restaurant has a practice of preparing in bulk, it may be cheaper. But if the restaurant has a preparation in individual portion, it may be higher due to the waste involved, and also the labor cost, and also the cooking cost. And you need to add the margin for to accommodate the price fluctuations. As we said, we are going to use the standard prices, average prices, but in certain times, certain seasons, the prices can increase significantly, which you have to consider while doing the pricing, while doing the costing of your item. Now let's look at a